We're rolling. I'm not dead. Please stay quiet. Spooky Sunday dinners, spooky Sunday dinners, spooky Sunday dinners. I can't afford a theme song. Hey guys, for those of you that don't know, my name is Johnny Taylor and this is Spooky Sunday Dinners, where every Sunday, every other Sunday, when I'm late Monday, Thursday's taking a bit more prep than I thought. We talk about a true crime case that I just really want to talk about while we make a fairly easy recipe. So, if true crime, cooking, and dark humor is your thing, you might want to hit that subscribe button below. Hey guys, wasn't sure if this video was happening this week. I got sick. Also, a lot of life stuff happening. Let me know if you want a life update video. But whatever, we're back. We have by far the easiest recipe that's ever been done on this show. I know, I say that every week, but I swear, it just keeps getting easier. But that's the whole point of the show. And we have a crazy, insane, short but sweet, but I have a lot of questions still, case we're gonna talk about. What is that case, you may ask? Well, suggested by my friend Jose, who also suggested the Beaver family murders, this week we are going to be talking about the mysterious death of Elisa Lam, while we make a very easy, delicious, quarantine-friendly taco salad. Now, I also can't take credit for this recipe. It's actually Doug's mom's recipe, so I like how quick these intros are getting. We just get right to it, you know? Just like we're gonna get right to Karen disclaimers. Hey Karen, I still have to do this. Karen disclaimer number 1. These are not professional recipes. I don't have the nutritional facts and they aren't even really for nutritional value. It's just what I feel like cooking that day. If you make this and you don't like it or you mess up and get sick, not my problem. I don't even think anything in this recipe could get you sick. Unless you're a cochina. Again, not professional recipes. I barely scrape by as mediocre in life, in general. Karen disclaimer number 2. This is Spooky Sunday Dinners. Emphasis on spooky. We talk about true crime, murder, disease, and all messed up stuff, while we sprinkle a nice little bit of comedy on top, because that's how I cope with being obsessed with something so dark. If that offends you in any way, shape, or form, makes you want to pick up a phone to call, text, DM, or email me about how terrible of a person I am, I mean, no one's stopping you, it's just that I'm not gonna read it. Or I am. And flattery gets you nowhere. Cool, now that that's out of the way, let's get into what we're gonna be using this week. As usual, all of the ingredients will be in the description below. This is just so you don't get mad at me. Tortilla chips of choice. I went with some blue corn tortilla chips, just add some color and feel fancy. Beans of choice. I like pinto beans way better than black beans. I'm that person at Chipotle. And I've also never used canned pinto beans. If you are Hispanic or from New Mexico, you know that we make beans starting at 8 a.m. every day on the stove and they just boil all day long. But we're gonna try it because quarantine friendly, quick and easy. Any kind of salad mix of choice. Here I have some baby spinach and butter lettuce and a little bit of kale left over from my morning smoothies because you know, reusable. Literally any veggies in your fridge, it doesn't matter. I so happen to have some zucchini, squash, and onion, but really any vegetables you have, it doesn't matter. Throw them in the pan. Queso of choice, obviously I'll be making 2 different salads, one with real cheese, one with my cheese. And finally, everything today will be seasoned with our usual salt, pepper, and garlic. Disclaimer, I usually make guacamole to go on this, but I spilled the salsa on the avocado and made tomato avocado soup and didn't purchase any backup because you guys aren't hitting that Amazon affiliate link. So we're not gonna have any. And that happens sometimes. Don't judge me. All right, we are gonna start by sauteing these veggies and getting these beans heated up on the stove and of course adding a ton of seasoning to them because I won't eat anything straight out of the can. And let's learn who Elisa Lam is. Now, if you already know who Elisa Lam is or what this case is, good luck to you and me because, wow, yeah. Elisa Lam was born April 30th of 1991 in Vancouver, and she was a student at the University of British Columbia. Now, Elisa was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and at the time was on 4 different medications. She was on bipolar meds and I guess mood stabilizers. I'm not sure. I'm not super well versed in that area, so please comment below corrections on that. But it seemed to be very under control, and at the time she had a blog on Blogspot. Now, this was super normal. It was like a high fashion blog, you know, daily stories, life stories, very MySpace think. And in 2012, she actually posted on this blog about a quote relapse, which caused her to drop several classes in college and left her quote feeling utterly directionless and lost. She was actually very open about her mental illness on the blog and talked about how dropping these classes made her fear for furthering her education, getting into grad school, what she was going to do, things like that. Later in 2012, she actually abandoned the blog and started using Tumblr, and the blog seemed to be getting a bit more normal, stabilized, a lot less like moody posts and things like that. When sauteing my veggies, I started with the onions and garlic first, and then we'll add the zucchini and squash in once the onions are a little bit more fragrant and starting to kind of lose their color a bit. So Elisa decides that she's going to actually start traveling alone on what she calls her quote West Coast tour. It started in San Diego, going to things like the San Diego Zoo. Her next stop was Los Angeles on her way to Santa Cruz. In Los Angeles, Elisa decided that she was going to stay at a place called the Cecil Hotel. Now, the Cecil Hotel is located downtown right next to Skid Row, and while it used to be a very high-end hotel, it has a horrible reputation for attracting just bad stuff. The hotel was home to rape, murder, and so many jump suicides that they just stopped counting. Famous serial killers like Richard Ramirez stayed there in between his killing sprees going from Los Angeles to, where was it? San Diego? San Francisco? The place was just all around spooky. So when she first got there, Elisa was assigned a shared room, which I didn't even know was a thing, but I guess it was a thing. And we should note right away that Elisa made it a point to call her parents every single day while on her West Coast tour. After 2 days in the shared room, Elisa's roommate started complaining about her just like really weird behavior. And so the hotel ended up moving her to a solo room, and that's where she was going to stay until she headed out to Santa Cruz. But on January 31st of 2013, she didn't call her parents, which is really, really weird for her, right? So of course her parents immediately call LAPD. They can't find her, so they fly to LA. They know that Elisa was seen at what's called the Last Bookstore downtown, which is phenomenal. Check it out if you're ever here. Hey, you don't cuss in this house. Now, the woman working at the Last Bookstore remembers Elisa coming in and said that she was very outgoing, talkative, and was even talking about like how she was going to get the book she bought to fit in her carry-on because it was so heavy. She was looking at souvenirs, the whole thing. She seemed very normal. Police decide that they are going to search the hotel, and they find nothing. They even bring dogs in. Now, the dogs search the entire hotel, her room, and go up onto the rooftop to see if they can sniff out anything, and the dogs find absolutely nothing. It's extremely important that you remember that. So with no luck finding her and no leads, they put some flyers up, and there's just no traffic is happening when it comes to this case. So on February 15th, the LAPD decides to release what is known as the elevator video. Now, this video was time-stamped or date-stamped, whatever, for February 1st, and it is terrifying. I mean, scarier than any horror movie you've ever seen. You take Sinister and just toss it out the window. That is Barney compared to this video. I would highly suggest you look it up immediately after watching this, or you've probably already seen it, or maybe you came here from watching it. I don't know, but wow. She is acting like somebody. At one point, people think that maybe somebody's pursuing her, somebody's chasing her. Sometimes it looks like she's playing a game with them. She's doing really weird hand motions. Her hands are going above her head. At one point, like a body language specialist said that she was flirting in the video. She's going in and out of the elevator and pressing every single button down the center of the elevator, including the door open button. But what's weird is the elevator never attempts to shut one time. It stays where it is. And because the camera is just in the elevator, it only shows that one angle going at Elisa. You don't see if there's anyone or anything that she's talking to. You have absolutely no idea. The clothing that she's wearing is absolutely just out of character for her. It looks like she's wearing someone else's pants, like shorts. It's a big hoodie. None of it seems like it's right. And what a lot of people don't know about this video is, one, the timestamp in the bottom of the video is completely warped and messed with. Nobody knows if it was the hotel or the police that did this. Neither of them will come forward and say. But a bunch of people on Reddit and stuff found there is an entire minute of missing footage. There are some theories that there could have been somebody that wasn't involved in the footage. They didn't want them to get blamed. I don't buy it. But not only that, the video is actually slowed down like 125% or something like that. So the video is actually much slower than what really happened. I ended up just adding a ton of salt to those canned beans. Health queen. But no other seasonings. And maybe you're like me, you like your beans really salty, but if not, instead of adding a ton of salt, just add not a ton of salt. But the elevator never moves. Her body is so, her hand, please watch it. If I could insert the video here, I would, but I'd probably get in some sort of trouble. But it is terrifying, and the police release it to the public. And that's not even how bad this story gets, right? So shortly after the video is released, the guests at the Cecil Hotel start complaining about the water pressure. Then that the water is a funky color. And then that the water tastes funny. Yeah, you guessed it. On February 19th, Elisa's body was found in one of the 1,000-gallon water tanks on top of the Cecil Hotel. She was naked, but all of her clothes and belongings were floating next to her in the water tower. Even worse is this was ruled a suicide by drowning. I know. Let's talk about it. So, the autopsy and toxicology, whatever it is, I'm not a scientist, show that Elisa was on 2 of her 4 prescribed meds and also a Sudafed or something, which apparently, if you are bipolar, can mix not well with your medication and cause psychotic breaks. What's really interesting is that they also do a fingernail where they scrape out under your fingernails and a rape kit. They get it, but they never process it because they just felt like it wasn't needed. And a lot of people really buy that she had a psychotic episode, went to the roof, climbed up the water tower, and jumped in. They say maybe she found it hard to tread water with her clothes on, so she took them off. But others, it's me, I'm others, suspect foul play. Now, access to this rooftop water tower was actually restricted, and it is said that only employees could go up with a key. That has since been debunked, but I mean, if you were to go to the hotel or even look up photos and see what the water, they're not even towers, it's these jugs I don't know, if you look up photos, they don't even look like they're holding water. You wouldn't know what they are. And you have to climb a ladder and then pick up the lid, which usually employees needed help doing just to get in. So to think that she did all of that on her own while having a psychotic break just doesn't add up to me. Some people speculate that there was paranormal things going on in the hotel with all of the terrible juju happening there, and they're saying that what she's doing on the elevator is actually doing something called like the devil's game or something, where you press certain buttons, you go down to hell. I don't know, it's very Chilling Adventures of Sabrina to me, and I don't love it. The whole Satan thing is like so overplayed, like yawn. But the problem is that no matter how she got into the tank, whether she was lured or thrown into the tank, there's no possible way for you to get out once you are like in that tank. There's no way for you to climb out. It's impossible. Like so impossible, they actually had to cut a piece of the top of the water tank out to even get her out. All right, our veggies and our beans are ready, so all we have to do now is put the salad together. So if everybody in your house eats the same, I would recommend throwing all of these ingredients into one mixing bowl, tossing it together and serving it. But our home is not that easy. So I'm actually going to be creating it with layers. I'm going to go in the bottom layer with the tortilla chips and then build my salad from there. So my first two layers are down. It's just the tortilla chips with whatever salad mixture you have on hand goes on top. Now we're gonna go in with some beans and then veggies on top of that. So I really want to know what you guys think about this case. Are we on the side of psychotic break? Her meds mixed with those like Sudafed and I think it was also ibuprofen that she had in her system. Are we on the side of a mental break? Are we on the side of foul play? Are we on the paranormal side of it? Because my theory, honestly, is that hotel staff did it. Somebody in the hotel staff saw her and they saw her weird behavior. They might have been following her. She might have been trying to get away from them, getting on the elevator. It's not working. She doesn't know what to do. They lure her to the roof. I don't know. Since all of this happened, the Cecil Hotel actually changed their name to Stay on Main, but ended up closing in 2017 for renovations, and they haven't opened back up since. What's really exciting is in a couple weeks, a 4-part docuseries on Netflix is going to be coming out that covers everything about Elisa Lam's murder or suicide, with hopefully some new information. And I know what we're all looking for. Are there answers? Is there new evidence? Where the hell is that last minute of footage? And hopefully there'll be new answers coming in February. I don't know. They didn't ask me to like be a consultant on it, so it's rude. It's rude and it's bold. Last thing we're gonna do to finish off our super easy taco salad is just throw a bunch of cheese on it. I really want to hear what you guys think about the case now that I've kind of laid it out with a little bit of her backstory. Comment below your theories because I want to talk to somebody about it before Netflix gets it. Maybe make a taco salad and call me or message me. I don't know. But here's our finished product. I promise it's good, super easy, quarantine friendly. Don't mess up your guacamole like I did or mess it up. Do you guys want to see it? So I spilled the salsa in it and it's tomato avocado soup. Honestly, I might still use it, not gonna lie. I feel like I can really salvage anything. In the words of my dad, I can really turn chicken shit into chicken salad. You know, I just don't buy it. Like, it is so impossibly hard to get into those tanks. If I were sitting there, I wouldn't even have known that they existed. I wouldn't have never thought to go up on the rooftop. I would have never jumped into one. Like it doesn't add up. Even with a psychotic break or a psychotic episode, it doesn't add up. I don't like it. I need way better answers. Did she one of the girls that was complaining about her in the shared room, did she say something off, like she was gonna do something? Did anybody even look into it? We love the LAPD here, don't we, guys? Like, they really tried to say that she had a psychotic episode and wanted to go swimming. Thank you so much for cooking with me today, and thanks for letting me tell you this insane story and rant about it as well, because clearly I have a problem. Be sure to comment below future crimes you want me to cover and recipes you want me to try. Thank you for watching Spooky Sunday Dinners. I am still singing. I still can't afford a theme song. Should I do a part 2 after I binge the series? This smells nice. Make a candle out of it.